Good morning to you. And it's a beautiful morning here in Brackley. Good morning, my name is Jenny McCormac. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I am based in Brackley in Northamptonshire, which is in UK. Thank you for joining me this morning. If you're joining live and have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate just to pop on and say hi so that I know who's watching with me, because all I can see is a number, how many people are there. So unless you comment, I can't see who's joined us, and it's always nice to know who's watching with me. If you're watching on catch up, then you are welcome to comment or ask any questions, and I monitor those and can update that at a later date and answer any questions you have. So good morning, Jeanette. Good morning, Lynn. It's a beautiful morning, as I say here. So this week we've been focusing on a stamp set called Flowers of Friendship. I know it's only Wednesday. Feels like a long week already, but here we are. We're only on Wednesday. Let me show you what we've created so far. So Monday's cards were based on this very simple design, using a little bit of background dot stamp from the Ice Cream Corner stamp set. I've stamped and punched out the flowers and just laid those on top and added a sentiment. Oh, hi Jane. Oh, coffee break. Excellent. And then yesterday we created, created this one online yesterday, and that's just stamping the single flower image and then stamping the petals, punching them out with the matching punch, which is this one here called Flowers and Leaves, and then just adding them to the top of the flower for some dimension. This set of sentiments, hello, thanks, and this hello, comes from a stamp set called Biggest Wish, which is this one here. And it's got a multitude of, well, it's got 5 main sayings in uppercase and lowercase, and you can mix and match those together. So let me put this stamp away before I lose it. So this is today's card. Very straightforward. We've just got a basic layer, so we're using our note cards and envelopes again. We've got a basic layer that we're going to stamp onto, and then we're going to stamp, punch out and layer up a couple of extra, well, 3 extra flowers in this case. So this card comes together really quickly. The colouring in for these flowers is really easy because it's just a line drawing. You can literally just scribble in to fill in the colour if you wish. I'm using Blends pens again today, but you could also take your time and watercolour them. So there's lots of different options for that. So let's get cracking. I've decided to change the colours today to purples. I haven't used any purple yet. So here's my note card and envelope that I'm going to use. Obviously you could step this up and use a larger card if you wished. I've got a gorgeous grape backing layer, and that measures 3 1/4 by 4 3/4 inches. And then the layer that I'm going to work on is 3 inches by 4 1/2. So this is perfect for beginner crafters because it's a small area to cover. But if you're, thank you Lynn, if you're an experienced crafter, obviously you could do a bigger version with a lot more detail. So let's get cracking with our stamping. No surprise, I'm using Early Espresso today for my outline layer. And all I'm going to do is just stamp these larger flowers in the background. They're not overlapping, so I'm not doing anything clever in terms of masking. I'm literally going to stamp them with some space in between, and then I'm going to use my cutout flowers to fill in. So it doesn't matter which way round I stamp this. If I was punching them out, I have added a little dot to the top of the stamp, which you'll have seen if you've been watching me earlier, and that same dot appears on my not sure you can see that particularly well, appears on my punch. I put it on my punch so I know which way to stamp the flowers to get the easiest positioning. But for this purpose I don't need to worry about the positioning until I come to do the punching out. Good evening, Monica. I hope you've had a good day, my darling. So let's go up for this one, down here. So literally just taking them across the page. Nothing more complicated than that. Just adding a little petal here so they go right off on either side. And I am going to stamp some onto my spare piece of paper, which is going to be the ones that I cut out, and then I will add some leaves. So the best thing to do if you're stamping these out, A, is to make sure you've got the dot in the correct place. So in my case I always put my dot on the top, and make sure you're leaving plenty of space in between each flower, so when you pop it in the punch you're not cutting out the next flower along by mistake. Okay, let's add a sentiment while we're here, and I've got the ink pads open. So I've got this one that says many thanks from all of us. I'm just going to see how straight I've got that. Oh, fairly straight. And I'm just going to pop this a little way up from the bottom and the left. Like so. You just pop that up to the camera. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to add in the leaves. And there are two sizes of leaves, but I'm just going to use the largest one. Let me grab a small block for that. So I hope you're well, Monica, and you've had a good day. Hi Kerry, good morning to you. Okay, so I've got the leaf, and I know that the leaf starts just a little way in from the edge of the stamp, and I'm just going to literally add a few leaves in here and there, like so. And remember, I will be adding flowers in between, so I'm not worried about any gaps or anything at this point. Like so. There we go. They've all got one leaf at least. Perfect. Oh, chilly weather for you. Hello, Wendy. Yes, we're into our summer, and it's beautiful weather again today. So all I'm going to do now is a quick bit of colouring in, and then I'm going to colour and punch these out. Now I have done a couple beforehand, just so you don't have to watch me sit and colour all of them in. And I'm just going to use Granny Apple Green for my leaves. So just using dark for the centre section, like so. Like that. And then the light just to go over that. And I thought I'd send this one to the care home where my mum is at the moment, to the staff, to say thank you for looking after her. I did manage to see her yesterday, spend some time with her, which was really nice. So I've been sending Mum a card sort of every other day just to keep her spirits up. And so I thought I could send this one, and she always shows them to the carers, bless her. So I thought this one today should go to the carers and the staff at the home. Okay, so those are my leaves, just quick and simple. And then I'm going to add, so this is Highland Heather. So I'm just going to add this here. As I say, just really quick and easy colouring. Obviously, if you love colouring in, this is a fab stamp set to take your time. I'm literally just scribbling in. Oh, thanks, Lynn. Oh, thanks, Kerry. Well, it's always nice to send cards with a purpose, isn't it? And when you do Facebook Lives every day, you soon build up a stash, so it's much nicer to do cards as you go on with something or someone in mind. Okay, so let's add the light Highland Heather. Go. I did notice that the pens I used yesterday and on Monday at Coffee and Card are from 2018. So people often ask me how long the pens will last, and obviously it just depends on how much you use them, how much ink you're applying. But this was Flirty Flamingo, one of my favourite colours, and one of those was still going from 2018 from my general everyday collection, so not ones that I've put aside not to use. So coming up for 3 years. There we go. I think I might do yellow centres. What do you think? Rather than purple centres. So, oops, missed that one there. So I'm literally just, as I say, not taking a great deal of time with my colouring. But just to show you can get quite an effect just from quick and easy colouring in. Yes, I think what I'll do is the centres on the flat flowers will be with pen, and then the flowers that I pop up will be with enamel dots. So I've got some here in Bumblebee. If I can get them, get it off here, which I thought would look nice in there. I think I must have used those enamel dots almost more than anything else from last year's In Colours. Okay, nearly done, ladies, gents. There we go. Voila. So nice and easy. As I said, you could do a lot more detailed colouring. I'm just going to colour one of these in, because as I said, I have stamped and cut out some others ready. So this is the small flower, so you get the small flower and the large flower, as well as the complete flower head. So these are going to get punched out and laid on top. And this is perfect if you've made some mistakes, or you've overstamped, or you've got something you need to cover up, because you can literally just put your flowers over anything you need to cover up, basically. Okay, so that's that one there. So these flowers here are going to have yellow centres. Let me take that out of the way now. So I've got Daffodil Delight. Might try Mango Melody. So it's light. And there'd be nothing to stop you layering up these flowers so that you had, you know, two flowers together, so that you could have that, for example, if you wanted. But for today, we're just going to add these in. So let's punch this one out. And as I said, the best thing to do when you're stamping for punching is to have a strip, so that you can just feed in the one that you want, like so, and then you minimize other bits and pieces cutting into it. And I'd placed the cross so that I knew this was in the right place for punching. Just take your time to get it in place. There we go. Watch out for the pieces that go flying. I had to say, we made quite a mess on Monday at Coffee and Card, with everybody stamping and punching out loads of flowers. Okay, so I have some here. So what I can do is just literally add these wherever I wish to build up our picture, like so. So what I'm going to do is use my bone folder to fold these edges up. Okay, so just using it between my thumb and bone folder to apply some pressure, as if you're doing curling ribbon, if you've ever done that, like so. And I could do that with all three. Yeah, we did have a good time. It was just so nice to be back in person, Kerry. And then I've got another session in Brackley, my hometown, on Friday. So very excited for that too. Okay, so I think that sort of works. Maybe like that. Will do. So what I'm going to do is layer this up ready, so I don't have to negotiate it with my 3D items on. Putting it on a darker layer, Gorgeous Grape, will really make that stand out. It's always best if you can go darker for your first layer. You can then go lighter, but you'll get the best, in my opinion, you'll get the best combination. So just adding some glue on the back of here, so you can use your wet glue. If you've got a tape runner like our Seal or Seal Plus, you could use that. Double-sided tape if you prefer. Thank you, Wendy. It's one of those that it doesn't really matter how you stamp it, it just comes out really nicely. So it's the stamp rather than the creator. There we go. So just going to pop that on there. like so, and then I'll add my layers on top. Okay, so I'm just going to turn that over, give that a nice press, make sure it's nicely adhered. There we go. And now I can add our flowers in. Let's just see it roughly how I had it. Something like that maybe. Okay, so let's put some glue on the back of here. You could put these up on dimensionals, but I don't think you need to. And also with the note cards and envelopes, there's not a huge amount of space between the card and the envelope. It's designed to fit snugly. So you don't want any layer too thick. Now, if you're an experienced crafter, you can get the same effect without punching the flowers out, just by masking off the flowers. And I think I might show that tomorrow. Let's put that one here. So the nice thing about the wet glue is you can sort of swivel these round to get the placing that you want. Put my glue on. You could also add some leaves. So here and here I've got some stamped and cut out leaves, so I might do that in a minute just to break that up a little bit more so there's not too much purple. Let's pop our bumblebee enamel dots in the centres. So I'm just going to put these in the centres of the punched out flowers. On this one here with the sequins, which really do shine, I don't know if you can see that in the light or not really, I put them on all of them. There we go. 2, 3. So I think I will do a couple of leaves, but that's the basic card that we're doing today. So if you've seen enough, that's fine. But I'm just going to stamp out a couple of leaves. Now the leaves, when they go through the punch, are sort of flat like so, as opposed to standing up like that. So that's exactly the way that I'm going to stamp those. So let's just do that because it just breaks that up a little bit more. I've gone for the large ones, but you could easily use the small ones. Like so. And you do want to make sure when you're punching out smaller images in particular that you don't get them too close to the edge. Because you can easily jam your punch. If you've got this really close to the edge and there's not enough clearance, what happens is the paper will, or the card will fold in the punch, and then it can easily jam any of these elements. So make sure when you're punching things out that you leave plenty of space and you're not too close to the edge, because a piece of paper can easily be replaced. It takes a little bit more to unjam your punch. However, the recommendation, if that does happen, oh, I want to colour that first, sorry. I'm going to colour this one first because it's a lot easier when it's on here, is to carefully drop the punch on a hard surface. Ideally, the best thing is a stone floor. It won't really work on a carpet. It needs to really jar it, and that will release the piece of paper. And funnily enough, that's what Stampin' Up recommends if that happens to you. And that did happen to us Monday at Coffee and Card. So I took it outside to the stone step in the high street, I'm sure the locals thought I was absolutely mad, but it did the job. Okay, so just adding a little bit of colour to these. So definitely easier to colour in when it's still intact. So you can see even the spacing that I had would have just potentially caught that one there. Okay, there it is. Okay, so I've got a couple of leaves that I'm just going to add in. I feel this is all a bit too purple here, so I'm going to pop one in, but I'm just going to snip off the top of that because I want it to tuck under a bit more, like so. Okay, so just a little bit of glue on the bottom. Like that. And I'm going to put one under there, and again I'm going to trim this off. Now this is the small flower, so I could have used the smaller leaf, but as I'm tucking it underneath, I don't think it really matters. And there we go, that is our card finished, and it will be ready to send. So I will post that, I'll photograph it and then post that this morning, so they should receive it tomorrow. And that's many thanks from all of us, because it's from all of our family. So there we go, that's our finished card. I hope you like it. This is my original design, so very similar, change of colours, slight change of layout, but I'm happy with that. If you wanted to add more leaves in, you could do. And on the inside, I think I might, just to finish it off, add the large flower and the leaf, but just leave it uncoloured. Thank you, Jeanette. Have a good day, my darling. Pleasure, Monica. Let's just bring that sheet back. There we go. Like so. You will indeed. I will see you later. Oh, your posting's a week. Oh my goodness. Oh, bless you. Generally, we're really lucky here. Except when I'm in a hurry to get stuff from my class in a box, then you can guarantee it will take longer. There we go. So that's that card, and I'm actually going to do the envelope to match. Just to finish this off, I think I'll put one in this corner and then one on the back. So thank you. So I will be back tomorrow, Thursday at 7 PM UK time. So depending on whereabouts you are in the world. And let's pop one on the back as well. Actually, I'm going to do like that. Oh, deliveries reduced every second day. Oh, that's a nightmare. Is that because of COVID? Kerry, is that the reason? I wonder. Cheers, Monica. Thanks for joining us. There we go. So I'm just going to, I'll sign off for now, but I'm just going to colour these in to get that finished. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a good evening. Oh, cost cutting. Oh, bless you. Have a good evening, morning, afternoon, depending on when you're joining us. And take care. Look after yourselves and your loved ones. And I look forward to crafting with you again really soon. Thank you so much. Bye for now.